Hello and welcome on 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, lots of issues in the world of football in Nigeria. Talking about the MPFL, where the issue of Kano versus Katsina United, well, it's generating a lot of issues. But as it is, LMC, they've wielded the big hammer, and also the chairman of that particular club spoke with our man over there in Kano. We will be taking that as we welcome you on the show. Joining me is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. Let's start with MPFL focus. Kano Pillars versus Katsina United fans attack. We took that story just yesterday and still trending, looking at the fact that that particular issue is not so good concerning what happened in Kano. After just coming back home for the first match, the fans actually threw it against, threw it to the wind and turned things around. But from the way it is, the management of Kano Pillars are not really too happy with that particular occurrence there, for the fact that the irate youths or saboteur, whatever they call them, came to attack the teams that played their game. Katsina, even their own players, Kano Pillars, they were not spared. Well, we quickly look at this particular clip that our man Abdulaziz Ibrahim put together from Kano concerning that particular match, before the match and after the match.
Sani Abacha Stadium in Kofarmata, Kano, getting dressed for a Nigeria Top Flight Football League game. After 2 years of absence, supporters of Kano Pillars FC get the chance to watch their darling team play on home soil once again.
It is an exceptional feeling. You know, it's been a while since we played at home, and I can say that in a long way has affected our performance. It's not easy, and for this fixture, actually, Kano Pillars against Katsina United is one match that we really don't want to play, especially in their old stadium, their Mohammed Diko Stadium. So we are really happy to have this one at home, and I'm sure it is the beginning of, let me say, an improvement we are hoping for starting from this match.
I think it's a very good feeling because, you know, I might say that for them not be playing at home, it might actually have a very negative impact in their performance, because not having your fans supporting you, you know, is a very bad feeling for a player. But I think for today's game, I think a very, very good one.
During the pre-match shake-up, the players showed that no tension exists between them, and the match is expected to be a brotherly affair. The economic impact of football on the lives of Kano people is evident, as several businesses previously halted come back to life.
People used to buy before, but ever since Pillars left home, no market. Today alone, the market has risen. People have started buying things from outside the stadium.
Amma yanzu tun da Pillars sun dawo, tun ina hanya ma ake tsayar da ni aka fara siyan riga. Har na zo bakin stadium aka siya, wasu suna siya suna shigowa da shi. Alhamdulillah, mun gode wa Allah.
In the initial exchanges, both teams struggled to string together decent attacks. More proof of the poor form of the teams that are not too far from the red zone on the MPFL log. The first stoppage happened when Katsina United goalkeeper Stanley Nwabili complained of being hit by an object from the stands. The match officials and team captains sorted things out while players seized the opportunity for a forced water break. Now in the last 30 minutes of the game, the home team maintained a high tempo as they fought hard to secure the much-needed goal. Meanwhile, for the visitors, it was one stoppage after another for players needing medical attention. Things fell apart at the 79th minute when a barrage of rocks, water sachets and bottles came onto the pitch, forcing yet another stoppage. Eventually, the center referee and players of both teams were hurriedly escorted by security operatives into the tunnel. Outside the stadium, the team bus of Katsina United was damaged, allegedly by the same irate fans that disrupted the match.
Some people, certain percentage of the people are trying to retaliate what has happened between Kano Pillars in Katsina 2 years back. But for me, if this issue of retaliation
taking revenge cannot be avoided, where are we going to? This world will not live in peace. I will do it for you, you should have to forgive me, so that tomorrow we continue as friends.
Coming into the middle of one of Kano Pillars FC's poorest seasons till date, what remains to be seen is how the banishment to the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abuja affects the club.
You see what we have been trying to build between Kano and Katsina for the past 2 years. We called them here, we invite them for a pre-season tournament. They were here. We converge them in our buses, Kano Pillars buses. They go together with Kano Pillars boys in the same bus. They played matches, nothing happened. And we intentionally relocate our match from Kaduna to Katsina for the sake of peace to reign. All this has came into thin air because of some provocative element of people that don't want the progress of Kano Pillars and Kano State in general. If you are thinking of you don't want the chairman, or you don't want the secretary, or you don't want the coach, now it has affected the entire people of Kano State.
Celebrations for the return of the MPFL to Kano have turned sour due to sanctions placed on the club. Up to 90 minutes of MPFL football at the Sani Abacha Stadium was not possible due to fan trouble. Stadium in
there. We just saw that report from Kano before the match, after the match, what happened between Kano and Katsina United. Well, from the chairman there, Suraju Yahaya, saying, well, seems some elements that doesn't want the progress of Kano Pillars came on the pitch and disrupted our game, trying to retaliate what happened 2 years ago, which really is not the best. Looking at this particular scenario, we talked about it yesterday, but right now, this report coming in, you just have to take the chairman's interview again concerning the game, and what he says really showed that the management are not happy about what happened.
Okay, what did they do to prevent it? From his own statement, he said some people, they tried to retaliate what happened 2 years ago. So probably you have this information before, that when Kano Pillars and Katsina United, when they play, it's derby. Something is expected to happen. So what did you do to make sure that you forestall any issue or any issue that will cause what we saw? Very, very, very embarrassing. That's the truth. Then number two, from the statement also, it seemed some people are still playing politics, because he made a statement that even if you are not happy with the chairman or the secretary or the entire management of Kano Pillars, whatever you have done, it has affected the
Kano people now.
Kano people as a team now. It's not about
as a state,
as a state now, as a team. So that's the issue. So that shows that they have the information before that something like this will happen. This is all about preparation. We know Kano Pillars, we know football. You get emotionally at times. Something that you don't believe you will do. When the emotion gets the best out of you, you do things unthinkable that later on you now ask yourself that, oh, am I the one doing this? For example, now, if your team is playing and you scored, the way you would jubilate, if they show you the video of how you are jubilate, yes, you'll be asking yourself that, oh boy, is it me? Am I the one that did this? Or maybe you lost. So that shows that emotion is always very, very, very high when it comes to the game of football. So what preparation do we have in place? How many spectators are we expecting? How many security operatives do we have in place to, in case we have issues like this? When they started throwing the stone, when they started throwing the water, what did the security operatives, what did they do? Did they run for cover? Or they were trying to stop it. Or they were trying to stop it by arresting the culprits. We saw some of the people throwing stone. We saw them. If we have a system whereby we can capture people live, all these people by now will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people arrested.
From what you just said, if you look at the MPFL on the pitch, at least 15 policemen are always there. But to me, it's the number of those policemen. You just have to see that it's too small. 15 policemen around the pitch, where you have thousands of people watching. Even 50 should follow the policemen. They will outsmart them.
Let's assume from the picture, from the spectators we have here, we have about 3,000 or 4,000 people, spectators to watch the match, and you have 15 policemen. So how many policemen to one to spectators? So that means you're talking about 100 one policeman to secure or handle 100.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. So these are the things that we need to look into. And if you look at the MPFL framework and the rules guiding them, it is a must for the hosting team to put in place adequate security
yes,
to prevent people from disrupting the match, to prevent the crowd from entering the pitch. You have penalty for this, and that's why the MPFL, the LMC, they came with the very, very, very big hammer this time around by fining them 9 million naira. And if you look at the fine, if you break it down, the 9 million, the 5 million from the 9 million is coming from their inability to ensure that they provide this adequate security by making sure that they didn't, they allowed them, because they allowed them to disrupt the match, which is something that is totally uncalled for. Deducting 3 points from them, I don't see how Kano Pillars will be able to sustain this. Now,
they are coming to
Abuja again now, and like what one of the supporters said, that their match being played away from home is affecting
them. Economic-wise, the guys are selling jersey, boot, and all that. They are not making much. Just that much. He said the market actually picked up, and now they disrupted the market again.
Like you don't normally say, football is business. So you can't take it away from it, because it's part of it's part of the good things you see when it's come to, because you sell jersey, people will buy jersey, you sell sachet, pure water, you sell bottled water, you sell gala, you sell. So definitely it's going to help the economy of the state. But with what has happened now, it's not really a good thing, and it's not giving the Kano State a very, very, very good name. Sincerely, it's not a good one.
It's not a good one. We've been looking at the issue concerning Kano Pillars versus Katsina United, where the match they played ended in a fracas. Well, we move away from that story. Let's still talking about the MPFL. A match was played to complete the match day 23 of the MPFL just yesterday at the Amesiamaka Stadium there at Doki. Amesiamaka Stadium hosted Enyimba versus Rivers, who had ended 2-0 in favor of the host team, Rivers United. Ishak Muftau scoring one of the goals, and good one for the team. Right now, they are not dropping it at all. They maintain the top spot ahead of other teams that are following them. If you look at the fact that Rivers United, before they played that game, Plateau United called the points to just 1 to go, but right now they've added extra 3 to make it 4. Now let's look at the way the table is standing after playing that match just yesterday in Port Harcourt. Well, Rivers United are right now still standing fourth there with 52 points, 4 points ahead of Plateau United. They added to it again, making it 4. So as they are pursuing them, they are moving away.
That's a very good performance from the Rivers United. I think they've gone 22 matches unbeaten this season. The last time they lost was in August against Sunshine Star. That was in August. They lost 1-0, and from since then, either they win or they draw. And with the competition between Rivers United and Plateau United now, it shows that nobody's leaving any stone unturned, because any mistake from either of the team now, either the gap will be widened or the gap will be closed. So they also replicated what the Plateau United did by winning their match 2-0. So they said, okay, don't worry, you won yours 2-0, I'm going to do the same thing. And they did the same thing also. Then for Enyimba, I think it's not over until it is over. If you look at the table currently now, they are 9th on the table with 32 points. And the Sunshine Stars, they are 6th on the table. And only 1 point separates between 6th position to 9th position. So that means if they try to win their next match, okay, the possibility of them getting to that 6th position if others lose their own match. So they should concentrate on winning their own game instead of what happened to the other team. So it's still a very good one, and it's good that we are seeing the MPFL this time around being competitive, as in seriously being competitive. So I think we continue like this, and we should try as much as possible. That's why I'm kind of very happy about what the punishment in which the
coming from LMC, right?
LMC, yes, exactly. In which the Kano players also, they have the right to still defend themselves. They can still appeal. But I love what they've done. They are sending a message out. We are dropping the point. We are paying a fine. Then we are going to close the stadium. We are going to relocate you. That shows that if anybody wants to do that next time, it's even the management of the team that will make sure that the they make sure that they put in place adequate security, because if they have security in place, probably what we have may have been averted. So a very good one coming from the NPFL.
Good one. While we're talking about Rivers United, still topping the table with 52 points. Well, the Matchday 23 completed result. Let's quickly look at it, even though we've been looking at it from Monday. Well, Nasarawa United, Remo Stars, it ended 1-0 draw. Abia Warriors, the same thing with Niger Tornadoes. Rangers goalless against Sunshine Stars. Kano Pillars, Katsina to be concluded. And you have Gombe United, Jakarta 2-1 against Heartland. Gombe United 1-1, and you have Wiki Torres also playing 1-0 draw against Kwara United. Shooting Stars defeated Lobi 3-0, Plateau United 2, MFM 0. Eyimba International just yesterday, they also lost by 2-0 against Rivers United over there in Port Harcourt. And if you check this week 23, it shows that a lot of draws there. Well, just 2 home, okay, let's just say 4 home win, and you have a lot of draws in this particular week 23. It shows most of the teams right now are getting their groove back, because the away teams really perform very well. They are not giving up. Don't have those where you see, oh, home must win mentality is actually easing off, and we're having where teams will come to your house or home, they play you, either they draw or they beat you.
Okay, I think what is happening right now is gone are those days that before you play a match, you've lost. You've lost. But this time around, okay, any away matches that we are playing, let's try at least secure a draw. We make sure that we don't lose away from home, but when we come home, we try as much as possible to win our match. That's why we are seeing a lot of draws in the NPFL. So, and I think it's a very good one. Then concerning again the Kano Pillars and Katsina United, that they stopped the game at 79 minutes to be concluded. So that means if they want to play, they start from 79 minutes. To me, sincerely, they would have awarded that 3 points
to Katsina
United. That should be part of the punishment, because you don't know what happened. Probably because the pressure is much on the Kano United, and the fans, the supporters have seen that, oh, if this pressure continues, they will concede and they may lose the match. So what do we need to do? Let's disrupt and let's end the game like that. So I think it shouldn't be something that they should continue. They should just award them the 3 points. And then they should face their next game. Yeah, they should face their next game, seriously.
We've been looking at the MPFL Matchday 23 with that singling out Kano Pillars versus Katsina. What happened between those two clubs over there at the Sani Abacha Stadium at the returning of the home team. Now we'll digress a bit as we quickly move straight to talk about the Flying Eagles. The team right now as we speak, they are in camp ahead of the WAFU B Cup. Well, in the next 3 weeks, that competition will actually start in Niger Republic, Niamey precisely. But the good thing is that 22 players are already in camp. Immediately, Coach Ladan Bozo and the entire technical crew roll out the list of 40 players. As of yesterday, 22 players are in camp, and as we speak, more of these players actually arrived. Well, the main thing is that a lot of people are concerned because we have a tournament 3 weeks to the time. That's where we're starting camp, while Ghana and the other countries already, they say since January, they've been in camp. What are we going to do concerning this fire brigade approach you normally exercise?
No, we've been saying it times without number. When they just appointed the coaches last week or 2 weeks ago. Last week, they appointed the coaches last week. So it's not the fault of the coach. It still boils down to our NFF, sincerely. I don't think they really know what it takes to manage football in this country. We are playing a WAFU that we used to dominate in those days, sincerely, because we are the world. We are the best when it comes to the football tournaments in Africa. So, but now we are taking the back seat. We are not being respected the way people used to respect us again. When Nigeria is playing, either the Golden England, the Flying Eagles, the Chan, the Super Eagles, people used to respect us. Even when we are playing, that respect will be there the first 10, 15 minutes. Before they will now get their confidence that, we are man to man now, let's attack them. But now it is not there. From the word let's go, you see people not
coming against Nigeria teams.
So these are the problems that we are having. We are having a tournament in 3 weeks' time. It is now that you are now opening the camp. What magic are you expecting the coach to do? And at the end of the day, we're going to blame the coach, that the coach is not doing enough. Sincerely, at times the coach, they may have their own problem. But the NFF, the organizer also, they have a lot of blame to take in this issue. But a good one from the Flying Eagles coach, he called all the players he called to camp. They are home-based players. They are from the NPFL, NLO, and
That's
from the,
even
and
one
from
of
the
them
academy.
SS3 students.
Yes. So I think it's a very, very good one, and it shows that he knows what he's really doing. Having been a coach of Gombe United, Nasarawa United, El Kaneme, and Ifeanyi Uba also. So that means when it comes to the grassroots,
he knows the players.
His onions, he knows his player. They should allow him to do the job. Sincerely, the process it is late, but we have a way of springing surprises when the least expected us to do something. So let's see what will happen. We'll support them.
Let's see what happens concerning Flying Eagles. They are already in camp ahead of Wafu B Cup. Hopefully, they will be able to do well in that tournament. Coach Ladan Bozo calling up 40 players. I beg your pardon. 40 players have been given invitation to at least come together before they will prune the list down for the main squad that will be facing others in the competition. Congrats to the players that have been given the opportunity. And now we move straight to talk about a team that lost yesterday, Barcelona. Talking about Spanish La Liga, it was a shock defeat as Cadiz, although Cadiz has always been a thorn in the flesh of that team for one way or the other. I checked the record and I've seen that really Barcelona have not really they've never had it so easy. Anytime they play Cadiz, as if Cadiz they have one formula or one style that they used to always curtail the excesses of Barcelona.
Okay, it's just about confidence. That's the truth. No matter how good you have your own weak points. And you see all this Cadiz team, they are already down. So they are afraid of nothing again.
They have nothing to lose.
Before the match, they are sitting, I think, and they are 18th on the table. But after the match, they are now out of the relegation zone. They are now 16th. So that means even if they didn't win yesterday's match, nothing still happens to them. But I think Barcelona also, they really need to try and rediscover themselves back again, having lost their last European competition against Frankfurt at home, and their La Liga match also at home. 2 home defeats back to back. I hope they are not going the way of Arsenal, so that they've lost three matches now, and that also widened the gap between them and Real Madrid to 15 points.
That's 60 to 75.
Yes, so that's 15 points. So it's as good as if Real Madrid, they've won the league. They have just about six matches to go. So they can win 1 or 2. And we saw
just one match. If they win one more match.
We saw Madrid, what they did over the weekend against Sevilla. From 2-0 down, 2-1, 2-2, and they won the match. I thought Barcelona, they will have that same spirit yesterday. Probably they will equalize or they will win the match to close the gap. But it shows that probably the wear and tear is coming on them, because sincerely it's not easy. They've gone 15 matches in La Liga unbeaten.
Well, we've been looking at La Liga, where Barcelona also actually draw point there, extra 3 point now. Madrid are running away with just a match to go for them. If they can win one more match, they've won the league. That's it for Real Madrid, who never ever give up. Now let's quickly move to Italia Serie A before we wrap up the show, where games were played. Roma traveled to Napoli, the city of Naples. They were able to get at least a point, 1-0 draw there. And you have Atalanta versus Hellas Verona. It ended in favor of Hellas Verona. Another shocking result there. Looking at Atalanta, what they've been doing in Europe, but this time around, they lost that game against Hellas.
Okay, I think Atlanta, they are really dropping the balls. If you look at their last 5 matches, they've lost 3, they won only 1, and they drew 1. So that shows that they are, I don't want to call it initial gra-gra, that they started when the season started, is really taking a toll on them. And sincerely, for you to be able to compete competitively in all the competition, you need a squad that is very, very, very depth, that you can have almost 11 players. You replicate the same thing even in your bench. You have people that you can bring in to do the magic, but I don't think they have that one. So currently they are not doing very bad. They are 7th on the log table, so a good one, a good one for them. Then for AC Roma against Napoli, an interesting match also. An interesting match, and it shows that Jose Mourinho is getting it back.
Look at Roma now.
Yeah, Roma now, they are 5th. They are 5th on the table, so they are just 5 points from the 4th position against Juventus. So they still have more matches to play, so anything can still happen. With the way they are right now, they are still guaranteed European competition next season if the table should end like this way. And also they are playing in the semi-final against Leicester City in the Europa Conference League. So I think it's a very good one. We see our Atlanta, they are I think the position Juventus is occupying now used to be the position Atlanta was occupying before they started going down. So a very good one, but it's not over until it's over. Let's see how it ends.
Well, we've been looking at Italia Serie A, the matches that favored Roma, where they were able to get a point. And Hellas Verona also getting 3 points ahead of Atalanta, the host club. That's it on 360 Sport. It's been a wonderful time with Olawale Peters. Thanks for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And to those fans out there, just believe that football is business and fitness, but don't fight or not kill anyone. Just continue to do your business of sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.